Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of my martial arts journey. So today's episode, I'm going to be talking about an up in my Taekwondo career. The last 3 episodes I uploaded, 2 of them were downs, times where things didn't go very well. But today's episode, I'm going to talk about the proudest moment of my Taekwondo career. Now today's episode is going to be kind of a 2-parter. The first part's going to be the story where I talk a bit about it, and then at the end of it I'm going to have all the footage put together in like a music video type thing that I did a couple years ago. So stick around for that because I'm talking about the tournament I did a couple years ago where my hips were broken, I got the flu, and I was bleeding out of my eardrum, and all that happened even before I stepped into the ring. So that's enough talk. Let's get this episode started.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of...
First of all, thank you, Kenneth, for leaving the question that inspired today's episode. So in order to tell this right, I need to explain some backstory. So I've been doing Taekwondo since 2004, and back in 2016, I started developing these pains in my hips. But I did what every man does when they have pain, and I just ignored it. So let's fast forward a couple years to 2018. This is the year that I was training to test for my 4th degree black belt and compete in my first world tournament. So I was training harder than I had ever done before, and the pains in my hips just got so bad to the point where some days I had to leave work because I couldn't even walk anymore. So finally in early 2018, I went to the doctor to get some, will you stop that? I'm trying to tell a story here. Thank you. So early 2018, I went to the doctor to figure out what was going wrong with my hips, and turns out I screwed them up pretty bad. So after some very painful MRIs, to do the MRIs, they take this giant needle and they go all the way into your hip, into the socket, and it's... Anyway, moving on. After we got the MRIs back, found out that my hips were impinged, which means that they grew wrong. So normally a person's hips, the bone will be in the hip here where it can move around. Mine was like rubbing. So years of kicking, every time I was throwing a kick, it was just tearing things up inside the hip. And so bad to even on one side, I tore the labrum. So bottom line with the injuries, I needed to have surgery. Otherwise in a few years, I would need new hips. So I knew I needed surgery, and the tournament was coming up. So I did what all sane people would do, and I had to, of course, compete anyway. I mean, I was going to have the surgery regardless, so might as well go make it worse. So let's fast forward to right around tournament time. So a few days before the tournament, I came down with the flu. And so, I had the broken hips, I came out with the flu. So at that point, I just had to really say, man, this tournament will be tough. And I had to go do it anyway. So I got on a plane and flew down to Birmingham, Alabama. And once I got off the plane, I noticed that my ear was just having this really, really, really bad pain. And so, like all men do when we have pain, I ignored it. All right, so day 1 of the event, this is my testing day. I'm testing for my 4th degree black belt. I had my hips that were screwed up pretty bad. I had the flu, I was thrown up that morning, and my ear was still killing me. Wasn't sure what was going on with it. And so went to testing and got through the entire thing. Well, almost. My last round of sparring, I just remember I was sitting there sparring and I just thought, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up, almost done, don't throw up. And as soon as the judges said dismissed, I bolted to a trash can and I puked my guts out. As soon as I was done throwing up and was done with my testing, I went back to the hotel room and I just rested as much as I could and tried sleeping. It was really tough to sleep. My ear was killing me. I was up, I would say, half the night just trying to manage the pain in my ear. But let's fast forward to the morning of the tournament, day 2 of the event. My alarm wakes me up, and that was probably definitely one of the most miserable I've ever been in my entire life. So much to the point where I couldn't even get out of bed. Like every little thing I did, I literally gave a mission for myself. Mission number 1 was to just sit up. Mission number 2 was to stand up. Mission number 3, just get to the bathroom. Mission number 4, get in the shower. Every little thing required a mission because I was just in so much pain and I was so sick. And yeah. So I got myself cleaned up, got myself dressed, and I'm moseying around the room, and I noticed something that's on my pillow, like a puddle. So I went over to my pillow and I noticed that there's just this pool of blood on my pillow. And then I checked and my ear was bleeding. Later found out after I went to a doctor that I had ruptured my eardrum from being on the plane while I was sick because I was so congested. I just popped my eardrum. And so now there was a even worse of a hurdle to go to the tournament. At that moment though, I figured that was a sign and I had a moment of weakness. I texted my team and said, hey, I can't do this, I'm out. And as soon as I sent that text, I just immediately felt way worse. I wasn't relieved, I was just, I felt worse. I came all this way, I trained super hard for so long, so I wasn't about to let a measly little broken hips or a tiny little flu or just this itty bitty little ear bleed stop me from competing. So I set myself more missions and I got myself to the convention center. Once I got there, had more missions. Just get to the desk, sign in. All right, now just get to my ring, And made it to my ring, and there's just something about being at a tournament that I think it's the adrenaline and just seeing your competition that in that moment when I got there and I saw people I was going to be competing with, I just got myself focused and I just was a little more calm. I think the adrenaline was starting to take some of the pain away. So I got myself ready and I figured out what I had to do. First competition was a forms competition, and I went out there, went to Chumi stance, it's a ready stance, and I fired out my form with the guy next to me and I lost. First competition, it was single elimination and I was out, done. Luckily, I still had one last chance to medal because we still had my favorite competition, which is sparring. And I really like placing in sparring. That's, I mean, that's the fighting part of the competition. I like knowing that I'm well at that. And now I know this is cheesy, but there's something that I do before every single tournament that just kind of hypes me up and gets me in the right mindset. And sometimes I'll like just put it in my headphones or I'll just go to a quiet place and just have a moment of peace. And I tell myself repeatedly, I say, I'm a fighter. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I just repeat that over and over and over again in my head until I'm in that mindset of, hey, I'm a fighter. This is who I am. This is what I do. Now do what you're here to do. So as I was putting on my gear, getting ready for my last competition, that's all I could think over and over and over again, was ignoring the pain, was ignoring the sickness, just, hey, I have a job, I'm here to do it, let's go. So they called me up for my first round of sparring, and I get out to that ring, and this was I just remember just being there, just miserable. I was trying to get myself focused, but then I looked out, I just looked around the crowd, and I could just pick out just quite a few people from my academy from Glendale, Arizona that came to my ring to watch. And something about them being there and watching me, like it gave me extra strength. Like that, I don't know, I was really appreciative that they were there because I was there, I was struggling, but just having more support behind me, I think gave me really what I needed to go into this round. Because once the round started, I started scoring points and I eventually won that round. And then the next round came and I won again. And I kept winning up until I met my match. I was getting really close to the gold medal round. If I beat this guy, I got to go into it. Unfortunately though, he had me beat. We ended the round 3-2. He got 3, I got 2. Luckily though, I worked myself high enough on the roster to where I got to fight for the bronze medal. So it wasn't over yet. This was my last chance to not leave empty-handed. Took some time to get myself mentally focused. Took a look at my teammates supporting me. Told myself, I'm a fighter. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I won that round. Just barely though. So the round started. I got a few points on the guys, so I was leading, I think 3-0. And you need 5 points to win, or it's 90 seconds, whichever comes first. No, 2 minutes. 2-minute rounds. And so I scored 3 points on him, and I was about to throw up. I'm just sitting there, hanging back, blocking, not really throwing any techniques because my focus at this point is not to puke on the mats. I'm just trying to run out the timer. But eventually, I was able to do it, and I won the round and got myself the bronze medal. And it's not a gold, it's not a silver, but that bronze medal means more to me than any other gold medal I've ever won at any other event. Just because what I had to go through to win it. Of course, after the round was over, I went and hugged a trash can again. So that makes two hugging trash cans in 2 days. That same tournament though, I also did get a gold medal in board breaking, so I did leave with 2 medals. That was pretty cool. But yeah, so that is the story of the most proudest moment I've ever had in my Taekwondo career. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't normally like to brag, but this is a story that I'm very proud of. And so this is an episode where I do feel I want to brag just a little. Hope this doesn't come across as conceited, but just want to tell a story of what happened that day. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 4 of my martial arts journey. If you guys want to leave a comment below asking a question about my martial arts career, that would help me out so much making these videos in the future. Also, you could be part of inspiring a video. If you just want to leave that comment, that'd be great and help me out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I truly appreciate the support and you guys taking time out of your day to watch these videos that I put out. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.
And I'm going all out. I got a warrior spirit, beast mode mentality. Don't be afraid to live your dreams and make them a reality. Warrior spirit, beast mode mentality. Don't be afraid to live your dreams and make them a reality. I'm trying to keep a positive mind. I keep my focus on God and I keep my eyes on the prize. If you ever thought about giving up, put them thoughts to the side. Don't let nobody leave you astray with influential lies. Cause I gotta keep going. I'm trying to reach my potential in life. Don't hold me down, don't try to dim my light. I'm out here grinding each and every night. Just know about it, ready for the fight. The struggle I've been through, people that I have. We try to win, just in a different way. We are so different, but we on the same page. Ask me how I feel, and this is what I gotta say. To the top. Go hard, is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being